Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. 10 singles primed to take off in 2026. Now, if you're wondering why I'm wearing a suit, I've got one of my very good mates' weddings tomorrow. I was actually trying a couple on to see which one I'm going to wear to the wedding tomorrow. And I thought I might as well leave one on to do this video, so something a little bit different. Now, when it comes to singles, you know me. If you've been watching this channel for a while, thank you very much. If you're new to this channel, when it comes to singles for me, I just buy what I like. I buy singles to collect. If they happen to go up in value, fantastic. If they don't, so be it. I love them and they're part of my collection. Now, other people though love investing in singles, whether it's slabs or raw singles, and for me, it's really three things that make a single valuable. Before we jump into those 10, I want to share the three things for you. One, what Pokemon is in there. Two, how good's the artwork? And three, how rare is it? So if it's a promo, how rare is the promo? And if it's getting pulled from a pack, what are the pull rates on that specific card and what are the print runs on that card? So Pokemon, artwork, rarity. It's as simple as that. And to give you probably the best example of this, Charizard. Charizard is arguably one of the most popular chase cards from the whole TCG. Of course, the first edition base set Charizard is etched in stone. It is always coming out as a fan favorite chase card. So if we look at Charizard, if we go back an era to Scarlet and Violet era, we had Obsidian Flames. We always have a fire-based or a Charizard-based set as sort of the second or third main set from an era. And then we fast forward to now during Mega Evolution era and we've got Phantasmal Flames. We look at the two artworks there. Now keep in mind the Charizard from Phantasmal Flames is about twice as difficult to pull as the Charizard from Obsidian Flames. So the Obsidian Flames Charizard is a little bit easier to get. So two things there. The Pokemon is the exact same, but the two things that are different, one, pull rates. The Charizard from Phantasmal Flames is twice as hard to pull. And the third one we've got to talk about is artwork. Or the second example there, or difference in those two cards is artwork. And arguably, of course, the Phantasmal Flames Charizard is such a nicer looking artwork than the Obsidian Flames Charizard. So when we're talking down the track, pricing now, pricing in the future, the Charizard from Phantasmal Flames will hold a stronger value than the Charizard from Obsidian Flames. It's as simple as that. So let's jump into number one on my list. Cards primed to take off in 2026. The first one being Paldea Evolved's Magikarp. It's currently $270. It has proven that it can hold a much higher price, for a short period of time, mind you, than $270. This will go down as history as we move out of the era. This will go down in history as one of the best or top chase cards of the whole Scarlet and Violet era. Not only that, it's probably coupled with Bubble Mew from Paldean Fates, it's probably going to be known for its artwork, like more than anything. That's, Shinji Kanda has done such a phenomenal job on that. So when we talk about cards and those three things, Pokemon, Magikarp, okay, is it the most fan favorite Pokemon? No, but has it proven in the past that rare Magikarp cards can be worth lots? Well, yeah, of course it has. Look at the Wailord Magikarp card from Team Up. Look at Shining Magikarp from Neo era. There are Magikarp cards in history that have proven to be worth lots and lots of money. So Magikarp being a Gen 1 Pokemon is perfectly fine there. Two, the artwork is just top tier. Like, I don't know if there has been a better artwork card from the whole Scarlet and Violet era. And three, rarity. Look, it's not the rarest or hardest card from Scarlet and Violet era to pull, but its PSA 10 population is 3,800 versus like 20,000 copies that have been sent in to be graded. So it's a tough card to grade in a PSA 10. It's sitting just in the early 20%, it's like 21, 22% chance of that card gem minting a 10. So I think all those three things combined as we move out of Scarlet and Violet era, and the final nail in the coffin as for my reason why this card will go up, is that it's about to hop out of rotation in a couple of months. And once it's hopped out of rotation, people know there's not going to be any more copies of this card printed, so people want to lock it away in their collection, and therefore demand for it should increase a little bit, and therefore the price should start rising on that Magikarp. Number two on my list, and look, this isn't an expensive card, but we're rewinding back to 25th anniversary, Mega Rayquaza. A couple of things. This is going for $37 US. We're about to roll over to the 30th anniversary, and there has been whispers, and again, they're only whispers, but there has been whispers of a new Mega Rayquaza art coming out somewhere during Mega Evolution. Look, maybe that's just me hoping for the best, because I would love to see another Rayquaza card. It's been a long time since we've had a Rayquaza chase card, all the way back to Evolving Skies, hasn't it? We had two Rayquazas, the VMAX, of course, and the V, but we haven't had a really strong Rayquaza chase card in a while. So if those two things happen, one is a sure thing, the 30th anniversary, and the second is is a guess, but if we do have a Rayquaza, then this card from the 25th anniversary will go up. Look, I'm not saying it's going to become a $200 card. It's not. It's too common, I guess, to pull. But it could become a $50, $60 card before we know it. Number 3 on my list is the Charizard V Alt Art from Brilliant Stars. Again, this is another card that's proven that it can hold, albeit for a short time, you know, a $300, $350 price. It is dropped. It's dropped significantly, all the way down to the early 200s. I'm not saying that makes it super cheap, but I'm saying if you buy it now, you're probably buying it at the bottom. So this could be a card primed to move in 2026. It's a beautiful artwork. I think with the Mega Evolution era coming out and the fact that we've seen some of these fighting poses, as in we saw it in Mega Evolution base with Lucario and Venusaur there. God knows how Venusaur got at the top of the skyscrapers to fight there, but he did in that artwork. And that battle sort of scene, if we see more of those cards, you know, maybe some people are going to look back to this Charizard versus Venusaur and think, you know what, that's actually a phenomenal artwork. It was the only alternate art Charizard card we had from the whole Sword and Shield era, and therefore it could go up in price a little bit. Now, before we go into the 4th one, all these images here, they are straight off the Collector app. There'll be a link in the description to download it. I use Collector for everything. I put my whole sealed collection in there. I also track pricing in there. It's got set analytics, which if you've watched my channel before, is so important to working out the future value of sealed products. If you become a pro user, you get heaps and heaps of data. You can track back in time, a long time to see price movements on cards. There's trade options inside there now, so you can literally punch in what you've got to trade and what the person you're trading with, and it'll tell you whether it's a fair deal or not. It's such a good app for everything Pokemon collecting and investing. It is the app you want to use. So again, link in the description to download that one. Number 4 on my list, this comes from the 151 premium collection, and that is the Mew EX. It of course was able to be pulled in the Japanese version of 151, but couldn't. It was a promo only for English. It's $63. It's beautiful art. Mew is a fan favorite Pokemon. It's got all those 3 criteria that I spoke about. It's got the Pokemon, the artwork. The only thing it's missing now is the rare ability side, I guess. And eventually, when we get further and further along in time and there's less and less premium collection boxes left sealed, you know, this card inside its wrapper as a promo, in my opinion, will only go up. Beautiful card there. Number 5 on my list, very cheap one. If you're into buying some cheaper cards and maybe hoping they'll double and triple in price and buying bulk of individual cards, the Shinji Kanda Magneton Surging Sparks promo. With the lack of printing we're seeing for a lot of modern sets and the difficulty getting them, I would suggest strongly that maybe Surging Sparks has had its time on the printer. It wasn't short printed by any means, but there's always been supply issues with most modern sets, including Surging Sparks there. And this promo, of course, yes, it comes in every single Elite Trainer box, but the artwork's phenomenal. It's a Gen 1 Pokemon. And once people realize that Scarlet and Violet pushes further and further out and it becomes further in the rear window and less chance of it being printed, then cards like this, look, I'm not saying it's going to become a $50 card, but if you're, like I said, someone that likes to buy multiple copies of cards in bulk in the hope that they may be double or triple, there's every chance this could become a $10 or $15 card, which means you are doubling or tripling your money from that $5 entry point price. Number 6 on my list is Greninja Gold Star. This has seen some phenomenal PSA 10 pricing lately. It's currently just under $19, so it's $18.80. Awesome card. We haven't seen a Gold Star, of course, since the original Gold Stars from the EX era. They are all etched in history. Very, very difficult to grade a PSA 10 gem. It's got a tough gem rate, making it a very expensive PSA 10. There has been some completed listings above $1,000. Look at the multiplier effect there. $18 market price for a $1,000 PSA 10. Like, makes sense to buy copies of this card, try and go for that grading play. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if that starts pushing volume up of this card. Plus those leaks of the next Greninja card coming out for whatever set we're up to now. Like, it just keeps going and going. We get all these leaks from sets, like 3 sets in advance now. It's crazy, isn't it? Number 7 on my list is anything 151. Any top special illustration rare or illustration rare, including my favorite special illustration rare from the whole Scarlet and Violet era, which is of course the Alakazam from 151. But I think any of these cards, that Charizard is beautiful. It's actually the texture and the sparkle on that Charizard is something else. Does Charizard control the frame, and is it the best looking Charizard? Probably not. Neckzard, as people called it, copping some absolute strays there, poor Charizard. But all of these 151 cards, the Venusaur, the Blastoise, the Zapdos, with the 3 legendary birds in the photo, the spark, I don't know, there's just something about 151 special illustration rares that just hit a little bit differently. I don't know why, whether it's the nostalgia, whether they cranked up the sparkle on these 151 hits, but anything 151, in my opinion, will perform well. So keep in mind that is about to go out of rotation. Talking about Charizards, and I'm showing some Charizard love here, is the Charizard from Paldean Fates. It's only $200. Like, and again, that set is about to go out of rotation. Moreover than that, that is a much, much better looking Charizard than, of course, the one we got out of Obsidian Flames. And arguably, it's a better looking Charizard than the 151 Charizard, which commands a much stronger price than that. So there's every chance, in my opinion, that this could push up to that 151 Charizard sort of price and become, you know, a $200 card to a $275 card or somewhere thereabouts. Number 9 on my list, and this might be a little bit left field, but we're going back to Sword and Shield era again. Starmie V from Astral Radiance. A couple of reasons for that. Misty is getting some love in Ascended Heroes again by the looks of it. She got some love in Destined Rivals. We've also seen the new, what's the new set coming out with the booster box? It's got Zygarde and Starmie, like Mega Starmie coming out in it, getting a special illustration rare as one of the main chase cards. Who would have thought Starmie is a main chase card? But Starmie is the second most expensive card from the Astral Radiance set. So Starmie can seem to get some love there. It'd be interesting to see what that'll be worth as a chase card from, it's Perfect Order, isn't it? I'm sure it is. Anyway, Starmie V, Astral Radiance, $94 currently. Again, I'm not saying this is going to become a $200 chase card, but there's every chance it could move into the early 100s, like 120s, thereabouts. And just beautiful card to have as part of your collection if you're into collecting. And you know, I can't see that card going backwards with everything that's going to be happening in the next 12 months. Finally on my list, number 10, Fusion Strike's Celebi. This is one of the most undervalued, underappreciated, underpriced alternate arts from the Sword and Shield era. And I get it, it's like, it's not Gengar, it's not an Evolution, it's not Umbreon, it's not Charizard, yep, okay, got it. But look at the artwork on this card. This is so good. Look, I can remember doing videos saying, pick this up when it was like $28 US, and now it's $58 US. And look, I think my reason for this card going up in the future, particularly maybe primed for 2026, is Fusion Strike will get more love for 2026. People will realise, and are obviously starting to realise and have been realising, how nice a set that is in terms of its top 5 chase cards. And this does rank at the fifth most expensive chase card from the set. Not only is the box art phenomenal, the Elite Trainer box art phenomenal, people will want that top 5 locked away from Fusion Strike. Gengar, Espeon, Mew VMAX, Mew V, and Celebi to round out the 5. That is 5 beautiful looking chase cards, all alternate arts, and that, in my opinion, will continue to push the Celebi price up a little bit. Well, there you go. There is 10 chase cards that I suggest grabbing that are primed to take off in 2026. I'm sure there's plenty other examples. Let me know your takes down below. I'm Michael, Pokeos, and I'll catch everyone next time.